Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the 12 Days of Christmas. I'm happy that you're joining us again, and we have another featured author and some different readings for you to enjoy. Remember to add your comments to wherever you're listening so that you can be entered for a draw for a free book. And I hope that you enjoy the program as much as we enjoy doing it for you. So I'm going to bring Tracy on stage with me and we will start our interview. Welcome, Tracy.
Hello, Ruth. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining. So, where are you joining in from tonight?
I'm in Southern Iowa right now. That's where me and my son live.
And what's the weather like there?
It was 60 degrees and sunny today. So this time of year, it really could go either way. And we've been really blessed with some really great weather. So it's, you still can get out and walk. So I'm happy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It was close to the freezing mark today. So,
Yeah, we'll get there soon, I'm sure.
yeah, winter is fun, hey? But let's
It's
focus
very
more.
pretty. It's very pretty.
It is pretty. Yes, I have to give you that one. The
Yes.
snow is beautiful. And I can't complain. It hasn't been that cold. Often it'll get down to like minus 30 or 40 here.
Right.
Not there yet, but
Good.
just
Long
around
as
the
you know it's
freezing mark
coming,
so far.
right?
I know. So I'm enjoying the weather while it lasts. I
Mhm.
would rather have it a little cooler. The other day it was raining, so we'll keep the snow while it's winter.
Yeah. Yep, agreed.
But anyway, let's jump right in and ask you a few questions and get to know you a little bit.
All right, sounds
So,
good.
do you call yourself a writer, Tracy? Why or why not?
I would say yes. I would say yes and no. I would say yes because I have done a few publications now and done different projects, whether it be singly on my own or collaboration with other awesome writers. So I would say yes, but I wouldn't say that I'm like a pro at it yet, or there's many writers out there who are as good, if not better than me. My specialty is probably more speaking, as I'm a podcaster and I have a new TV show that's going to be launching here soon. And I feel like I write like I speak. So I feel like I'm more of a speaker than a writer. I just write what I've been speaking or what's on my mind and the experiences I've had in life, and I just put it down on paper. So I'm going to say yes and no.
That's fair enough. So, if you're a speaker, tell us about your writing process. Do you tend to use pen and paper? Do you use keyboard, or do you speak your writing into existence?
Hmm. I usually I'll start writing. I will kind of write down kind of the outline, kind of my ideas. I feel like when I get it on paper and do an outline, I can kind of, do my arrows and scribble in my notes and things like that just to kind of get a general idea of where I want things to go. Then from there, I'm pretty much all computer and I just let things flow. So I tend to be a perfectionist a little bit. So it was really hard for me to when you get into the zone, when you're writing, you kind of get in the zone and things just kind of flow. So I had to learn just to let things flow and I'll go back and correct things later. As far as editing or changing sentence structure. I just will just kind of free write, and that could be anywhere from an hour to like 10 hours of me just sitting down and writing. So then I go back and correct it later, but I got to get everything from out here onto the keyboard before I lose it completely.
Yes, it's important to get it out. Do you struggle with self-criticism while you're writing?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That
Absolutely.
seems, that
And
seems
and that's why I had to just like I'm just gonna write it out and I'll worry about correcting it later because in my head it's like, oh, you misspelled that, or you should really change that sentence around. I'll get to it later.
yes, that is something that we all have to work on, I think. So tell us a little bit about your early years, what led you into writing, and some of your other interests?
Sure. You know, I loved creative writing, like, even in high school and college, but I never really thought I was ever going to do it as a profession or even be ever published. My best friend, um, knew everything about my life, obviously, that's what best friends do, and at one point, she came to me and she said, "You need to write a story about your life." And that's kinda how it all started, because I was like, "No, I don't know if I can do that." And she's like, "Well, I'll help you." And so we did, and we did that, and then she passed away before it was really done or completed. And so I was like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm not doing this again." And it was like, I can't do it without her. Then I went through some things and I was like, "You know what? I promised her I'd finish it, so that's what I'm going to do." So I finished it and realized it was great therapy for me because it was about my life, and I call it was kinda like my revenge tour. It was all the victims that I saw in my story and how they did me wrong, and it was like the revenge tour, and it was just me getting everything out and getting my revenge, right? And I thought about my friend, and we both are very, very spiritual and very Christian, and I was like, "Yeah, this is what we had in mind, but I think we could do better." And so I changed it around, and it totally changed into more of how I can help other people in the tragedies of their life rather than airing my dirty laundry that who wants to hear about that, right? I decided I wanted to turn it into something that would be more helpful for people in life and in their struggles. So that's how that came out. That was my first book, and it was Hail to the Victor in You. It's actually a workbook more than a book, and it really just kind of catapulted from there. I got involved in other writing projects, and I'm actually working on my second workbook in the series, and it just kind of snowballed from there. But that's where it all started. As far as other things I already talked about, I love speaking. I love doing my podcast and my TV shows. I also am a huge college sports fan, so like football, basketball, those those are my passions.
So which teams should we cheer for?
University of Michigan, absolutely,
Yay!
and yes, yes, and we're going to the Big Ten championship this weekend, and I couldn't be more excited because I grew up in Michigan, so I'm a University of Michigan fan, but I live in Iowa, and we're playing Iowa for the championship.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Who do you cheer for?
Oh, Michigan, always, no question. But I'm getting a lot of flack from the locals.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for people who are brand new to writing, just maybe starting their writing journey, not sure if they're actually writers? Any tips?
I'm gonna go back to just get it down and shut down all the negative voices, whether it be on the outside. Maybe you have family members or friends telling you that you can't do it, it's a stupid idea, you'll never be successful. You're always going to have people like that who, for some reason, I don't know why, want to try and convince you not to do things that you're passionate about. And if it's new, they want to stop you from doing it. Then the opposite is true, where it can be your own voice in your own head. And if you're anything like me, that's the biggest critic, is the one in my own head. No one is going to talk worse to me than me and myself in my head. So you got to find an atmosphere where you can write and you can just let it flow and take all the noise away and do it, because if you're thinking about it or you've started it, you have that calling, you have that pull to do it for a reason. And I'm huge on, if you feel called to do it or pulled to do it, there's a reason for it. And you may not even know what that reason is. When I started writing my book and got it published, I had no idea how that was going to help lead me into now starting my own TV show. And I mean, never in a million years, I think that's where it was going to go. But if that's your calling and that's your pull, who knows what it can pull you towards, even within that community. I know so many people start writing books and that's their passion and they continue doing it for life. So I would just say, make sure you get it out on paper and finish it. Just get started and then finish it. And then go back and edit it later. Just get your ideas out on paper. Don't let anyone, including yourself, talk you out of it.
That's great advice. So you have your own TV show. Wow. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It's still crazy to me when I talk about it because, like I said, never in a million years did I think I'd be there. Started with a new network we're starting, and it's Believe in Your Dreams Network. We're going to be on, like, if you've got a phone, a tablet, an iPad, a computer, a TV, you're going to find our network, and it's just awesome. And I actually base my TV show. It has the same basic name as my workbook, which is the workbook is Hail to the Victor in You. And the TV show is actually the Hail to the Victor in You show. So they're very closely related and very closely related with my podcast show as well. And it's just getting it on a higher, more widespread platform. And it's just been really awesome to have awesome guests come on and help me in that mission. And we talk to people and we help people find the victor within themselves, because I'm huge on, you have to be your own victor. You have to be your own hero, and you got to have a great support system, absolutely, but you don't want to depend on anyone else for that support in order to really make big changes in your life or heal from maybe some traumatic events. You have to find it within yourself for it to stay long term. And so it's really about helping people find that in themselves.
Great. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
What future projects do you have in mind, both writing and podcasting and TV?
Well, the TV thing is on its own path right now, and I'm just trying to keep up with it. Honestly, it's kind of snowballed in all great ways. But I've actually started my second workbook. It's in the same series, but it's going to be on narcissism and emotional abuse.
Mm,
And I'm really excited about that one because I'm bringing in a co-author with me to bring in the male point of view,
oh, wow.
because I don't think we talk enough about it. And he has his point of view from personal experience and helping me through mine. And
Mhm,
so I love that we have both viewpoints. We can get both sides of the audience involved and helping them, because I feel like it's a little different for men than women,
mhm,
just in, the stigma and whether they talk about it or not, or even realize it or not. It took him
mhm,
a long time, and he talks about it openly, so I feel like I can say it. It took him a long time to even realize he was in an emotionally abusive relationship, because he didn't know that guys could even be in a relationship like that. So
right.
I'm really excited to we've started. It'll be out next year sometime. I don't know when, but I'm really excited about it.
No, that sounds really great. Yeah, unfortunately, that is something that needs to be talked about more than it is.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
how do people connect with you online?
I mean, I'm on all social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I'm trying to expand more into my Twitter and Clubhouse and things like that. Still a work in progress there, but I'm expanding. But the easiest way to find me would be my website, and it's just tracylowry.com, just my name. And there you can go and you can connect with all my other things that I'm doing, whether it be my books or my podcast or soon my TV show or my speaking engagements, anything like that. So if you can get to my website, tracylowry.com, you can find everything else you need and more to get in touch with me.
That sounds great. Anything else that you'd like to share with us?
I really would like to just encourage you to go with, again, your gut. If something is pulling you in any direction, whether it be writing or not, if you feel a pull in a certain direction, a certain project, whatever it may be, that's not by accident. You're being pulled for a reason. It's a passion, it's something that you're called to do. Just step in and get started. Just get started, because so often we feel like we can't start until we have it all figured out. And you're never going to get it all figured out. That just is not going to happen. So you have to get started, and then you just grow into it. It just happens. You take that first step, you take the next few steps, and you learn along the way, and things will just progress. And if you stay consistent with who you are, make sure you know your why you're doing it, know your audience. Because as sad as it is for perfectionists like me to realize you're not for everyone, unfortunately, we're not for everyone. So you have to get that out of your head. You're going to have people that you're not for, and that's fine. And sometimes it's even going to be your family and friends who you think should support you the most. A lot of
Mhm.
times they're not. So you know your audience, know who that there are those that you're going to make a difference in. You're going to be the person for some people. No one else has your voice, no one else has your talent. You've got your own niche just in that. So get started, remember your why, remember you're not for everyone, so focus on the people that are your tribe and your audience that you're focusing, and just stay consistent whatever it is in life you're working for.
That's great advice. And I think some of the benefit of modern day being online is that people seem to be a little bit more forgiving because everybody's learning together. Um,
Yes. Mhm.
so it's a great time to experiment and try new things and jump off that cliff.
Yes. Yes. We all got forced to go viral and online here a little bit ago. So this is the time to do it. Jump on it.
It's right. We all make mistakes, but we can all learn from those mistakes. And I think for me, one of the biggest things was learning to laugh at myself and laugh at my mistakes because, why do we take ourselves so seriously?
Right. Agreed. Agreed.
All right. I'm going to bring the other two ladies on who are here tonight, and we'll have a bit of a discussion.
Awesome.
Not sure why we have an echo, but does everybody have something ready to read tonight? I know Yamina does, Tracy does, Kim does. Okay, right on. So maybe what I'll do is, well, let's talk about one question first. Um, any new projects that you have that you haven't had a chance to tell anybody about yet? Or anything that you're experimenting with? I'll tell a little bit about what I'm doing with Twitter Spaces. So I don't know if you ladies know what social audio is. It's interesting. It's kind of like radio in a sense because it's all audio. You don't have to worry about what your hair looks like or what your face looks like or anything like that. It's all just audio. And there are different platforms to use. So I think Clubhouse was the first one that came out. And it was only available for iOS at first, but now it's available for other other phones. But Twitter, of course, is a platform, social media platform. But I think because of the success of Clubhouse, they decided to add social audio to their opportunities, and so now they have Twitter Spaces, and it's new. I think they've only had it for the last couple months, and they're starting to slowly add more features to it.
Mm.
So you have to be on your cell phone if you want to participate as a speaker. You can participate from your desktop as a listener and just, listen to whatever space you choose to listen to. But if you want to actually speak, you have to be on your cell phone and you have to have the Twitter app downloaded. And I just find that it's an interesting way to interact with people. I find it's more of a global community than some of the other social media platforms. The first space that I participated in, I was invited by a gentleman named Keith Keller, and he's from Australia. And on the space, he had people from Australia, United Kingdom, Africa, Thailand, Canada, and the United States. So it's a way to meet people that you would never meet otherwise.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm working on.
Awesome.
Anybody else have anything they want to share before we start with the readings? I don't see any hands going up.
Well, okay, I'll go. Oh, I'm always doing something.
Of course.
I continue to have guests on my podcast, Let Fear Bounce. Continue to find dynamic guests to be on my television show, The Right Stuff. And I'm working on a couple of newer projects. They're journals, but they're geared towards pet parents.
Oh.
So that's another one of my passions is rescue dogs. So I'm working on a couple of little projects that I'm actually really excited about because I'm getting close to the point where, I can almost say, okay, done. I'm past that point of, getting it all dumped out. And now I'm getting ready to go back and look over it and send it off to my editor and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. I haven't really spoken about it much because it was a work in progress, but I'm getting pretty excited about it. So I hope to have it out before Christmas. We'll see.
Yay.
Oh, wow. Yay.
Oh, before Christmas yet.
I'm hoping. That was my goal. But goals always have a tendency to shift sometimes. So
if everything works well, it'll be out before Christmas.
That's right. I'll just go, hey, it's all in part of God's plan. So if it's ready to go by Christmas, it's probably because he's the one who said, okay, child, I'll let you have this one for before Christmas.
Well, I'm going to take some people off the stage. Who would like to do their reading first?
I think Tracy should go.
All right. We'll let Tracy. How about we do Tracy, then Yamina, and then Kim, and then I'll go at the end. All right.
So this is my book, Hail to the Victor in You. It's actually more of a workbook that I will be reading from. And I was really trying to figure out what part I wanted to read, and this one stood out. So hopefully it will be helpful. But it is my lesson 3. See, it's very workbook oriented. There's like fill in the blanks and stuff. But this one was on abuse, which, as I spoke of, that's my next book, is going to be focusing more on even the emotional abuse and narcissistic abuse. And so that's why this is where all that stemmed from. And I was like, oh, we got to do more. So I'm just going to go over kind of the outline of it. It said, abuse has many faces, looks, and tragic effects on the victim, those that love them, and their future generations. This book is to help them heal from their past abusive traumas. If you are in an abusive situation now, please seek safety immediately and reach out to local authorities for help. Stay safe first. Abuse may include forms you haven't thought of, therefore have not healed in yourself. We can't fix what we don't acknowledge. This isn't to make you feel bad or hateful against the perpetrators. I hope to bring a wider awareness to all forms of abuse, help the healing process, and finally find peace. Emotional abuse is a way to control another person by using emotions to criticize, embarrass, shame, blame, or otherwise manipulate another person. In general, a relationship is emotionally abusive where there is a constant pattern of abusive words and bullying behaviors that wear a person down. It can occur in any type of relationship, including romantic, friends, family members, and coworkers. Emotional abuse is the hardest form of abuse to recognize. It can be very subtle and manipulative. It chips away at your self-esteem, and you begin to doubt your perceptions and reality. In the end, the victim feels trapped. One of the most frustrating parts of dealing with abusive people is they know how to put on a great show, often appearing as the perfect person, because people on the outside will tell you how lucky you are to have them in your life, when really it's all a hoax. Behind closed doors and out of the stage light, they are very different people. Abusive people don't abuse 100% of the time. They have their good moments, their good moods, their good words, and good deeds too. Remember, this does not mean they are no longer abusive. This is only a temporary phase. Please, I beg of you to stop telling your girls that boys in the playground pull their hair and push them down because they like them. Either way, the action is not okay, and I pray that we stop teaching our young girls that this is a sign of love. it is not.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yes, thank you.
Maybe hold up your book again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put the banner up again with your website. So if you'd like a copy of Tracy's book, you can find it at tracylowry.com. Thank you, Tracy.
Awesome.
Very
Thank you so
important
much.
topic. Yes, and yes, emotional abuse is, I've experienced it. It's sometimes hard to understand that that's what you're going through, and it's hard for other people to help because they don't understand either.
Right.
Like you said, often it's hidden because it doesn't happen when other people are around.
Yeah. Yeah. They know how to put on the good face.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to bring Yamina to the stage.
Hello. Hi, it's my first time here. I'm going to just read from the beginning of my book, Fleas. Love yourself first, last, and always. It is a book about relationships. And as Tracy said, I've been in that abusive situation. It is not pleasant. And you're so right, because you always look like the perfect couple looking in from the outside. But anyway, this is Fleas. Love yourself first, last, and always. And I hope I'm appropriate for the space. Don't ever, never, ever, ever, don't ever marry anyone who follows you home. Unlike a lost, homeless dog, you can never get rid of the fleas and ticks or baggage, if you will, of anyone who follows you home. You don't know where this dog came from. You don't know if he is vicious. You don't know if the dog is violent. You don't know what will make him bite. You don't even know if he has rabies. What a shame it would be to be bitten by a rabid dog when all you tried to do was give the damn dog a nice and comfortable place to live. All you wanted to do was help. And everybody knows that a dog is a man's best friend. Now, to get back to the man who followed you home that you married, the same thing applies. All you wanted to do was give the damn man a nice and comfortable place to live. Just like a dog is a man's best friend, the man you marry should definitely be your best friend. In the case of the man that followed you home, just like the dog we were talking about earlier, you don't know anything about this man. You don't know where he came from. You don't know if he is vicious. You don't know if he is violent. You don't know what will make him bite. And you don't even know what kind of fleas, ticks, baggage, or deadly diseases he carries. Shame is the least of what you feel when you are infected and affected by the man who followed you home, when all you wanted to do was help. What you did not do was find out if the man who followed you home had any intentions of being your best friend, because the good Lord knows that every woman needs her husband to be her best friend. Let me tell you about the man who followed me home that I married. Oh, yeah, the attention felt real good in the beginning. The more I did to make him comfortable, the better I felt. And if you think I felt good, just imagine how the man who followed me home felt. He finally had everything he'd ever dreamed about and more. He had a place to call his own. He had his own woman who would do anything and everything he could imagine just to please him. All he had to do was imagine, and it was done. Hell, most of the things were done before he could even imagine them. Think about it. Just yesterday, the man was wandering around the streets, sniffing at every woman that passed close enough by him so he could get a whiff. You know how it is. Every predator can smell fear emanating from his prey. He smelled me. He knew I was starving for attention wherever I could get it. He knew all he had to do was get my attention and he would be on easy street. When a woman is looking for attention, she can't see the fleas, ticks, baggage, and deadly diseases. All she sees is what she thinks is her very own best friend. And guess what she does then? As soon as he starts following her, she lets him follow her right on home, and then she marries him. The saddest part about the whole thing is that I did not even know I was starving for attention. I did not know I had that life sucking, deadly attention deficit disease. Don't know if my 2 minutes are up.
Thank you for sharing. It's not an easy topic to share about sometimes. I have to bring Kim on because she's doing this before. She's muted. She's
That, you know what? I love that because it's in your face, raw truth.
Thank
Kudos to
you.
you. Kudos to you, beautiful woman. I love that. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Kim.
Oh, I have to bring Tracy on too.
I know, it's just like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Dead on. And like Kim said, it's in your face. It's easy to feel. It's easy to understand. Whether you've been in that situation or not, really, it's a great analogy. I just kept going, yes, like that.
I know, me too. I'm
Yes,
like
like,
going,
yes, yes. So well done. I
Yeah.
love it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah. Thank
awesome
you.
stuff.
Yeah, so if you're listening in, I put Yamina's Facebook profile there. That's where you can find her, and you can connect with her there for more information and get a hold of her book. So I'm going to, yes, hold it up,
Good
please.
stuff.
What's the subtitle?
Love yourself first, last, and always.
Okay, there you go. And we are going to listen to Kim now.
Okay, I'm going to share a little bit from, I'm the lead author and coordinator of a 3-book series called When Grace Found Me. So I don't know what my hair's doing. So I'm going to share from volume 1. All 3 volumes have been published and released, but tonight I'm going to share with from volume 1, When Grace Found Me, just a little smidge of my chapter in it, and it's called Finding Faith. Finding faith. You may be able to lock it away in a room in your mind, but as time goes by and life happens, the door to that room will crack open. And as it opens wider, all manner of thoughts and feelings will rush at you from every direction. This might happen at night while you're trying to sleep, or it can happen during the day, sneaking up on you. Your breath becomes shallow and you become hyper aware of your surroundings. Rationally, you know you're okay. You know that you are in a normal setting, and as that darkness continues to settle around you and the heaviness weighs down upon your shoulders, it has the power to bring you to your knees. You fight the weight of that darkness. You do your best to focus. What do you see? What do you hear? What can you touch? You have to work so hard to focus. And with hands clenched and muscles tense, you take a deep breath. You don't let anybody see what you're going through. You have become a master at disguising all that is going on within your mind and in your body. So you move forward and you put a smile on your face. There you go. You got through that one. This might happen occasionally, or maybe it happens daily when you least expect it. The effort that it takes to keep control is so very tiring at times, and yet sleep is elusive. You know, when you fall asleep, dreams will come, and in those dreams, you will be fighting yet another battle. Morning comes, and maybe you've slept for 3 hours. It's the start of another day. Don't look in the mirror, because if you look in your own eyes, you will see the tiredness and the sadness that lies within, and you feel alone. There is a storm within you, and you often wonder if there's an anchor out there somewhere, a person who does not fear the storm, but is willing to chase it, one who is willing to be present. You question your own worth and you see yourself as weak, and you cry out to God. You believe, but does he hear? And then you pray. The storm settles. You've done it. You've made it through another day. No one chooses to have post-traumatic stress disorder. It alters your life and how you view the world, becoming a part of you and you a part of it. It's an invisible scar, and it is exhausting. And yet each person who lives with PTSD is a warrior, fighting battles daily that no one sees. There is tremendous strength in that. Make no mistake. There is strength in that.
Thank you, Kim. That's so powerful. People that are struggling like that often feel like they are just weak and helpless and what's wrong with me, right?
Right. Yeah. Am I crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not. You're not. So if anybody's listening tonight and you might be struggling with PTSD for whatever reason, mine just happens to be from a time that happened when I was in the military. But trauma happens in all walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are living with PTSD, I don't ever look at myself as a victim of anything.
Mm.
I am now, all these years later, I can look at myself and say, wow, I am a heck of a strong person. And seek counseling. There's no shame in that.
Mm-hmm.
No shame in that. And something that someone said to me the other day, and I'm just going to keep it raw and real, like was shared before, but this was the sentence that was said to me. It said, Kim, your success rate for getting through the shit of life is 100%. And that just hit me. And I went, you're right. You are absolutely right. And so I have that written in a little note on my wall now. So when I sit down to start writing, because a lot of stuff I write it's nonfiction, and a lot of it is about stuff that I've gone through or based around stuff that I've gone through or live with. I take a glance at that, and that's a really good reminder. Mm-hmm. So everybody out there that, everybody goes through stuff. We all have our stuff.
Yes.
You're still here and you're still talking and you're still looking up and you're praising God even in the midst of the storm. You have 100% success rate of getting through stuff.
So keep going.
It changes your whole mindset.
Yes.
Just one sentence can do that for somebody. So like Tracy said earlier, if you've got that pull, and I call it that God nudge, mm-hmm. If you've got that, mm-hmm. He gave that to you for a reason. So roll with it, strap yourself in and enjoy the ride and just go.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kim. So powerful. All right. I guess it's my turn to share. I'm going to be sharing from one of the books that Kim helped produce. Well, she organized and produced this year. She was the main author. It's called When Grace Found Me, Real Life Stories of Women of Faith. And as you can see, it's volume two, and Kim Langling is the main author. So she invited 19 other women to join her in each of the books. There are 3 books. It's a series, and they are all available on Amazon. And I was one of the authors. And when I asked God what he wanted me to write for this book, the title that popped into my head was Lessons on Love During Divorce. My husband seemed to have time for everyone, except his family. When I raised my concerns, he made promises. We attended marriage workshops. I read books and did what I could to change myself. Instead of things getting better, they deteriorated. We had multiple meetings with the school and children's services because of the choices that my husband made. I kept hoping and praying things would improve. After living for decades in a relationship that had too many moments of spiritual, emotional, and psychological wounding, I made the tough decision to leave my husband. Unlike the first 2 times we separated, I left knowing I could never return to an unhealthy relationship. God showered me and my 4 kids with his love by meeting our practical needs. In the spring, I needed a lawnmower, but I didn't have the money to buy a new one. I prayed, asking God to lead me to a good used mower. I found one at a garage sale. When I asked to buy the mower, the owner nodded. I don't even want to sell this mower, but someone in my family gave me a new lawnmower as a gift. Back at the rental house, I followed the steps the gentleman showed me. One pull, and the lawnmower roared to life. I felt like God provided a Cadillac lawnmower for me. The lawnmower was great, but I worried about the reliability of the old van I drove. Previously, my husband took care of all the vehicle maintenance. When I asked, my son in law and daughter agreed to go vehicle shopping with me. The next afternoon, Christian, the name of the salesman, spent hours showing us options within the price range I requested without pressuring me to buy. He also checked all the reports and steered me away from vehicles that had been in any accident. There seemed to be something wrong with every single vehicle that we found, and I felt overwhelmed. God, please lead me to a dependable vehicle within my price range. The last van Christian showed us was 5 years old and had low mileage. The price was good, and I was able to get a great loan rate. Our Grand Caravan continues to serve us well. It starts and runs well, even in our extreme winter weather. God demonstrated his love by providing security for my twins with developmental disabilities. He walked with us as we navigated their transition to adulthood and provided funding for dependable, loving staff to help care for them. God also walked with us as we went through the process of having one of my sons diagnosed with mental illness. Although I heard of other families who waited over a year to see a psychiatrist, we attended our appointment within a few months. And there's a lot more in that chapter, but that's just a taste of the way that God provided for me and my kids. So I'm going to bring everybody back up. I thought it was interesting how the theme was, it seems like every night there's a theme without us choosing it. God chooses it.
You're right. You're right. I've been on every night, and there's a running theme with each evening. It just seems to all blend very well together. It's God doing his thing.
It is.
It's only God. I'm very grateful for being here. And I just say there's a phrase that I've been using lately is that we are all warrior princesses.
You better believe it.
Everything. Warrior princesses, everybody.
You know, that's interesting because I did one of my books that I was going to read out of, but I will another night, is Equipped, Ephesians 6 devotionals. And when I put out the book, I got mugs made, and that's exactly what I got put on the mugs, Princess Warrior.
Oh, cool. Perfect. You know what else is fun is that there's different people each night, and I've never met Yamina, so this is awesome. I love meeting new people. What a blessing.
Thank you. I just met Ruth right before this this live. She interviewed me, and yeah. She's like, yeah, I've got this thing going on. It's at 7. I'm like, okay, thanks.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very awesome. God, like I said, just guiding and directing all the time. And
yep,
you just have to give thanks for all of the things because we come through.
And Yamina, tell us a little bit about, because Yamina was involved in a multi-author project as well. Tell us about that one.
Yes, it is called Fired Up. It is actually coming out. The ebook is coming out on the 2nd. The paperback is coming out like on the 15th. It's with Rebecca VJ. I don't know if any of the others of you know her, but she has put that all together. And it's an anthology of women who have broken through, come through to the other side. motivational, inspiring women, all with their own stories, and you find the thread and everything. And it's just been a great experience, and it brought me here to this group of women. So, like I said, God knows what He's doing.
That's right.
So I have a piece in there. Again, you're talking about your network is, what is it? Believing in the dream. My whole thing is about unfolding the dream. Like most women, we tuck our dreams away. And
I love that, unfolding the dream.
yeah, we tuck our dreams away and we put other people in front of us. And there comes a time when we need to step into who we came here to be. And I invite women to unfold the interrupted dream so that they can live the lives that they came here to live. So, yeah, the book is fired up. It's coming out. Look for it.
I'm fired up to read it.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That's exciting stuff.
It is.
And
that's going to be available on Amazon?
It will be on Amazon. Yes.
Awesome.
Yamina, you said you didn't have a writing group. I think you have found a group.
You might have found your group.
Thank you. You sound like my kind of people. I like you.
Awesome. Ruth has a group you have a group for fiction writers and as well as nonfiction?
Just nonfiction right now.
Oh, okay. Because I'm a part of her nonfiction group and we meet up. It's awesome. The ladies are great and we always get great ideas and sometimes it's just chatting. But it's been awesome. Awesome. Oh gosh, I think we've got like 4 different groups right here that you could get into that we're all in different stuff.
Just let me know how to join you. Thank you.
So the group that I have for it's Christian nonfiction authors, and we meet the first Friday of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you're interested in that, I will add you. We have a Facebook chat group, and then I put the link in there for the meeting that we have. And yeah, everybody's welcome.
Okay.
More the merrier.
Thank you. My email address for you other ladies is Yaminah, YAMINAH. Actually, I should give you my Gmail address, which I have to learn to start using. It's yaminahY@gmail.com. Because my Earthlink account will tell you that you can't come in because I get so much spam. And sometimes I don't get things.
I'm sorry.
Can you say that again, please?
Yes, like look on the name on
the name on the screen.
Yeah, Yaminah, YAMINAHY@gmail.com.
Awesome.
Thank you. I have a family. Yay!
There are no orphans in God's family.
Nope. That's so awesome. I just love this when there's new connections and new sisters.
Mm-hmm.
That just gives you the good feeling, doesn't it?
Yes. And you are also awesome from what I see and hear.
Well, of course we are.
What could be better than that?
We are awesome. We're strong, amazing, warrior women, children of God.
Always. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We got our crowns.
Yes.
They might be a little crooked and a little tarnished, but we got them on.
Held up by the horns every once in a while, but we got them.
That's what makes them crooked.
Yeah, something's got to hold them up.
I love it.
I think Kim and Tracy should do a comedy show.
I'm just a dork. Yeah.
Oh, Kim, we should. We've got the platform to do it.
I know. I'm letting my crazy light shine.
Yes, darn it.
Yes, let your light shine. Let it shine.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments we want to make before we wrap it up for tonight?
I'm just so appreciative of everything that you ladies shared. And, each night has just been amazing. It's turned into something I wasn't expecting.
Mm.
When you first came up with the idea, let's do the 12 days of Christmas, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all on it. And each night has just been, it leaves you with something else to chew on and ponder.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're also just blessed by the stories that are shared. And you're like, there's amazing talent out there that we don't know about. And this is a great opportunity to get that out there. So I've been in awe. I've been in awe the last 3 nights, and I'm truly blessed. So once again, Ruth, thanks for coming up with the idea to do the 12 days thing. I love it.
You're welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm an idea person, and I sometimes get distracted by too many ideas, but
Me too. Me too.
That means you just put them in your journal and you come back to it when
Yes.
the time comes around.
That's true. Yes, that's what us.
And I think we talked about how, I don't know if it was someone, that like we all have journals in every room with all those brilliant ideas. So sometimes you'll pick up one of your journals like in the kitchen and go, that was a pretty darn good idea. I wonder if I'm ever going to do anything with it.
Well, I have learned I only keep one journal. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I keep one main journal, and I put the date down, and I put everything that happens that day. I do have a separate journal for my gratitude journal. I keep that separate. But
Oh, you're an organized person.
well, I tried other organization methods, and they don't work for me.
Yeah.
But I have another.
I'm still trying to find all my different journals, and I keep saying I'm going to put it all into one, and I never do.
I have tons
Well, maybe
of
in
journals.
2022, it'll be the year that you get organized into one journal, Tracy.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Yes.
Here's hoping.
And I have a box of all brand new journals, because every time I go to a store, I find new ones. And I just realized the other day, I literally, they fill a box. And I went, Kim, what are you doing? I have so many journals. Hey, I'll be like, oh, that's a pretty
you're a
one.
writer when.
Yes.
I have so many. It's crazy.
Yamina has a tip, though. She goes to Staples when it's school supply time.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a whole bunch of those too.
I have stacks of them, and I have mine from all the years in a cabinet. So
Do
I
you
have
get
all
every
the
color?
journals.
Do you get every color?
Whatever color is there, I have all of them.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Purple, red, blue, black and white. I get the Disney characters, whatever is there. Yes, ma'am.
What color do you want?
Yeah, I got the rainbow. They're great, aren't they?
Yeah, I've actually got.
There you go. They go on sale for 50 cents. How could you pass them up?
25 cents. School time.
25 cents?
Back to school, 25 cents.
You live in the wrong state, Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found these for 50. I'm like, give me 5.
Like, you could never have enough of them.
They're awesome.
Well, this has been wonderful, ladies. I'm going to end the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. This has been wonderful.